Machine Gun Kelly just dropped a new project titled Tickets to My Downfall. I actually didn't see this one coming. I really don't follow MGK like that, but I do think he's a decent artist. I mean, he's not my favorite artist, but I did listen to his music at one point. Can I give you the titles of the song that I listened to? Probably not, but that's besides the point. The album was executive produced by Travis Barker, and MGK actually started sharing songs from the album a full month before. First with Bloody Valentine, then followed with My Ex-Best Friend, featuring Black Bear, and then lastly, Concert for Aliens. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the cover. Well, it actually depicts the title of the album. I love it. But wait, MGK was actually forced to change the album cover due to referencing a familiar artist photo. Now the original photo was by a guy named Sen Mizushi. I definitely butchered that. Hey, my bad. But at the end of the day, he did not receive approval for the artwork. He mentioned on Twitter that he found out that the album cover was essentially copied from a photo that they did not own. He admitted that he did not make this design, so he apologized to the original artist. Now this was back September the 7th, but now if I was an artist, I'd honestly be cool with it. I mean, it's MGK, it's an opportunity for you to spread your word, and then also, you know, if I'm getting paid millions of dollars for my artwork to be shown, I mean, why would I not do that? But hey, you do you, bro. But here is the actual album cover that they came up with, if you haven't seen it yet. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into the review. The track lists are as follows. You have Tickets to My Downfall, Kiss Kiss, Drunk Face, Bloody Valentine, Forget Me Too featuring Hazley, All I Know featuring Trippie Redd, Lonely, World War III, Kevin and Barracuda, which is the interlude, Concert for Aliens, My Ex-Best Friend featuring Black Bear, Jawbreaker, Nothing's Inside featuring Andor, Banyan Tree, which is another interlude, and then Play This When I'm Gone. Now, I'm liking what I see. I mean, I'm seeing Trippie Redd, I'm seeing Black Bear. Not too familiar with Andor, as well as Hazley, but I'm definitely curious to see, you know, what they're gonna bring to the table. But before continuing on, I mean, we gotta talk about MGK, right? Richard Colson Baker is a 30-year-old rapper, songwriter, and actor from Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to LeBron James. He began his music career as a teenager in 2006. 5 years into the game, as well as 5 mixtapes, allowed him to land a recording contract with Bad Boy and Interscope back in 2011. Following the signing a year later, he released his debut studio album titled Lace Up, which did extremely well on the Billboard charts. I mean, it debuted at number 4 and sold over 178,000 copies. It also received positive feedback from the critics. But that same success continued. His second album, General Mission, also peaked at number 4 on the US Billboard charts. And his third album, Bloom, also peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts back in 2017. Now his style actually falls under a rap rock genre, with elements of R&B, punk, as well as pop. And now for some fun facts you may not know. MGK was actually the first rapper to win at the Apollo Theater. And for my Chipotle fans, he also worked at Chipotle at the beginning of his career to afford rent. I mean, I love Chipotle. Keep it hot, I kind of want Chipotle right now. If you're a Chipotle fan, go ahead and comment your order. I'm curious to, you know what I'm saying, see what y'all will order. Nah, I'm just playing, you don't have to do that. I mean, unless you want to, I can't really stop you. He is yet to win a Grammy, but his awards include the MTV Music Video Award for the Best Alternative, the Radio Disney Award, as well as numerous Ohio Hip Hop Awards. And now, what you been waiting for? Okay, let's get it. I got my headphones, I'm ready to go. All right, first song up, title track. Okay, so the first track, I did not expect it at all. I'm thinking like, dang, was it that long since I listened to MGK? Definitely punk rock vibes. I mean, it's actually pretty solid. It's not my type of music, but it's actually a solid track. Loud drums, love it. Solid vocals. I dig it, you know, it prepares me for what I'm gonna hear next. So let's go and get to the next song. Yo, I'm loving Kiss Kiss. I mean, I love the drums. I mean, Travis Barker is a drummer, so, you know, knowing that, I'm expecting a lot of live instrumentation. I'm expecting a lot of really good drum progression. Very hype, very energetic, and I actually vibe with it. Whoa. Drunk Face has a mixture of live drums as well as studio drums, which is actually pretty dope. I mean, I heard it before, but I definitely was not expecting it. It actually sounds pretty good. It's not too much, but it's actually, it's just enough. And the thing about it is, it's a perfect balance. I mean, kind of sounds like hip hop and rock at the same time. This is pretty awesome. So far, it's my favorite one. I added it to my playlist. Bloody Valentine. I gotta give it up to Travis Barker again. I mean, the production is definitely creative. Definitely got that punk rock feel to it at the beginning, and then it goes to a more smoother version of production, and then it transitions over to a drum solo with a phaser effect on it. I think that this is just a creative way to really produce. I could probably do without the lyrics, but the production itself is just so solid to the point where I can't not like this song. Well, off the bat, I did not expect the drums to be the way it was. It started with like a acoustic guitar, and then it just went to straight punk rock. Hazley can sing her butt off, goodness gracious. Forget Me Too is basically about, I mean, it kind of explains itself. It talks about not waiting on you. I'm like, if you forget me, I'm gonna forget you too. I don't need you, I'm wasting my time in this relationship, so you can forget me, I don't care, I can forget you. Very solid track. The beginning caught me off guard, I thought it was okay, but then when Hazley came in, it just set it off. I mean, she has a voice. And then the live instrumentation just continues on this track. You gotta love it. I mean, I'm a huge fan when it comes to live instrumentation, live drums, and this project has it. I don't really listen to punk rock like that. It's not really on the rap side at all, but hey, I'm digging it, I'm digging it. All I know, it was okay. I feel like with this song, the studio drums and the live drums didn't fit as much. I didn't like the transition when it went straight to the studio drums. It just kind of felt empty. I do think that when the drums and the studio drums were together, I thought it wasn't that bad. I do think that this song's a little bit repetitive. I like Trippie's Red's verse, but I'm just not a huge fan of this song compared to the first 5 or 6. Okay, so Lonely, and another track that's more so on the rock side. I vibe with it. I don't expect it to be very, very lyrical. I think that this song is very solid on the production side, and MGK's voice sounds pretty good on the track as well. At first, it was one of those songs where I was like, all right, I wish the hook was a little bit better. But then you keep listening to it throughout the song, and you know, you start to like it. It starts to grow on you. World War 3 is hands down my favorite song so far. I'm kind of mad it's only a minute, but the drum on this song is so crazy. I mean, you can tell he used a double kick. You can tell that he put a lot of time when it came to the different pieces that's in this project. And then a lot of guitar solos as well. I actually dig it because even though it's short, it has a lot in just 1 minute. The vocals I could do without, but at the end of the day, I feel like you're not gonna listen to this song just for what he's saying in the vocals. Another okay track for Concert for Aliens. I think that a little bit repetitive, but again, solid production. So far, there's no song that I hated when it comes to production. Hey, you gotta give Travis Barker a huge kudos, man. Like, you killed this jump. Legit, it has a lot more hip hop feel to it, which is amazing, but it still brought in the consistency with the live drums. And then Blackberry verse was amazing. I like MGK in there. I just love the 808 feel, and I love like it got a nice bounce when it goes, but it still feels like rock. It's still so consistent throughout the album. I can live without Jawbreaker. It's not a bad song. It's just very repetitive. Talks about a girl who is sweet like candy, like Jawbreakers. Not a terrible song. Production is great. Drumming is amazing as well. Can't knock the production at all. So far, every single production track has been solid. But coming after My Ex-Best Friend, it's just not hitting as hard. So overall, I mean, it's a pretty solid project. I guess I didn't really know what to expect because I haven't listened to MGK. Very solid production. Probably some of the best production I've heard in a while. I just love how they mix really 2 different genres, really 2 or 3 different genres. Being able to bring rock so together, well done with hip hop, which was pretty great. Me personally, I enjoyed it. I think it's pretty solid. I definitely have some songs that I added to my playlist. Here is my final ratings. Okay, so for production, I gave it a 10. I thought it was, like I said, some of the best production that I've heard in a while. It has hip hop, which is what I love, but it also has a whole bunch of rock and a whole bunch of very good instrumentation. And then when it comes to the mixing of the song, very well done. I mean, being able to mix 808s with live drums, and then also include a guitar, and then singing on top of that, it just tells you that the engineers wasn't playing. Songwriting, I gave it an 8. It wasn't the most lyrical thing ever, but I felt like the lyrics fit really the vibe that he was going for. There was some tracks that I just felt very repetitive, but again, this is not an album that's meant to be lyrical. Vocalism, I gave it a 7. Not the best singer in the world, but I dig it. I dig MGK singing on these tracks. Nothing too special other than Hazley and Blackbear's features, but again, I give it a 7, solid. Wasn't looking for it to be the best vocalism in the world, but it does its job. And then overall, Phil, I gave it a 9. I actually enjoyed this project. I think it's very good. I would definitely listen to it. I have songs that's on my playlist, and I think you should listen to it too. My final rating is an 8.5. Definitely listen to this album. I recommend it 100%. And yeah, there you have it. Okay, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think. If you feel it, if you liked it, let me know. I'm curious to get your feedback. But no, I enjoyed this project. Yo, just remember, your only limitations are those of your own mind. And I, Stevie TP out. Okay, look, when I first saw the track list to this album, I just knew that this album was going to be legendary. I mean, look at this track list. First off, the cover is amazing, but I mean,